Yo guys, what's up? Today let's talk about which technique is better. Should we ink the character first before proceeding to watercolor, or should we use watercolor first before we proceed to using ink for the character? Comment down below which one you think is better. Today we're gonna draw Venom and Carnage on each side, and one of them will be inked first and the other one will be colored first before we proceed to inking. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the time lapse as I bring these two legends to life. Okay, so as you can see from this time lapse, you could realize that Venom is more buff than Carnage here, because I like Carnage to be like leaner, I guess. So as promised, we go ink Venom first before we try to use watercolor. So let's see how this thing will go. But based on personal experience, I am more used to with inking the character first before I proceed to watercolor. But sometime on, when I was watching random YouTube videos, I happened to notice that most artists like to use watercolor first before they go with inking. I guess it's a thing, but I don't know. Let's see how this thing goes. So I am not using completely black for Venom. I am currently mixing blue and black for his like mid-tones, neutral tones, and real black for the shadows. That will give him like contrast from all the blacks there. But for the tongue, I use just pink and red together. I think I drew his like saliva real dark there, I don't know. So there we got the bad boy Venom covered, so we're gonna work on Carnage now. Alright, so let's start painting him. So I'm using like black and red, mixing them together to make a little bit of crimson, I think. Okay guys, listen, pay attention to this if you want to make this look. You see, if you want to make a symbiote slime, or like Venom or Carnage or whatever you want, the thing is, I'm doing with the watercolor, I am not brushing it, but I'm just merely poking and like keeping my brush strokes as shaky as possible, so I'd get this kind of look. Looks like two of our gents now are starting to come to life, I see. And fast forward to the part where the paint is now dry, so I'm gonna proceed into inking Carnage. Let's see the results, and finally we'll get to the conclusion, which one is better, in my opinion, or your opinion in the comment section. Cool. And finally, I've accomplished Carnage and Venom all together. Now, this is what I've observed based on my experience on inking first or coloring first. Now, let's go with inking first. The way I've seen about Venom is that after I used the watercolor, some of the ink marks that I made disappeared, so I have to redo all of them. So I think that's the downside between inking them. And Carnage, I find it harder to use ink on already a watercolor. And the last tip I can give to you guys is to don't use water-based ink, because it could get messy when you use it on watercolor. Make sure you use a waterproof pen if you have one. And that's it for me, guys. I hope you learned something from this video. If you do, please give this a big thumbs up and share this with all your friends. And I want you to keep creating more art, alright? And don't forget to spread love and positivity through your art, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.